really should just fucking own it and do more of it and show up in this way. And because I've been going through this kind of strange little crucible thing, I haven't. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about anything. Everything's surface. Everything's bullshit. And then, yeah, I just popped out of it. So did a LinkedIn live stream. And then I was like, that was exciting. I'm going to do the same exact thing inside the visionary portal. And so I did.
Did you? By the way,
Yeah.
on Visionary Portal, I
Mhm.
have to ask you from a troubleshooting standpoint.
Mhm. Ask me.
Yesterday, I was told that you have a new fan. It is my left hand being. It's not Linkslayer. It's 5-star. Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Links there.
but yeah, she found her
Mm.
way into the Visionary Portal and she loves your videos. And she was like, "Oh my god, I feel like I'm breaking the law to some degree," because she felt like she got access to a premium part of the Visionary Portal by going in through the recode with Lauren. Yeah, we look up to each other, you know. We catch the bugs. We know how hard it is to know about all the things if that's not intentional from the inside out because it's fucking hard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so sweet. Was it somebody joined me and I was like, they look
Yes.
new. Um, what's their
Vibeke
name?
or Vibestar.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's Vibe Star. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so cool. So cool. Well, that is so lovely. Um, yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, it's me navigating this space of speaking to the I don't want to say the wrong people. Whatever. It's just owning the more secret little alcove spaces. And I've thought many times, should I just have the visionary portal like a membership, but like a very low, like you just have to have some skin in the
Yeah. 20
game,
bucks a month is enough for a
you
lot of
know?
people. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Because
yeah,
then you have the
yeah.
traffic and or the engagement from the community itself, and then you don't have to. You will reach critical mass, and then you can only drip feed the things that you do in the secret alcoves. Everything is kind of run.
Yeah, I mean, if you look in the visionary portal, I'm really curious. Maybe it's another call again. Um, but like there's a lot of these live streams. There's the freebies and there's the library alcove where it's just you get a bunch of stuff. And I told myself, never again am I gonna just give away all this free stuff. But I do think people, even at a certain level, want to feel your energy, want
Oh
to
yeah.
experience you. And it's not me giving, I mean, I fucking gave a lot in the past, like things that I could have charged thousands
Yeah.
of dollars for. But then, I'm getting these freebie seekers, right? I'm getting these
Yeah.
people who are not really a good fit
But
for the work at all. So,
well, there is a
what?
thing there. There is the thing that we haven't mentioned. The multidimensional aspect. Basically, when people come in, yeah, because it
Yeah.
forces them the fuck out.
Mhm.
If they're not right, they will attack you. And if they
Yeah.
attack you because they don't know what they don't know, then other people who do know will say, "You don't know, do you? Like you should think
Yeah.
twice." And then it's like, "Shit,
See,
I'm just gonna." I've seen it happen so many times.
I love that. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, for you, and it's very interesting for me because I've had large-ish audiences, and then I just stopped, like, masking or trying to
Yeah,
get, and I have very, very minimal engagement in my communities. Like, I'm not so there's part of that too, where I'm not really interested in spending all of my time, like, managing
no,
communities because that's what I did, and people wanna be in my energy and ask me the questions, and my taste is just to be, like, behind the curtain, like, inaccessible, but not, like, in a
arrogant. Yeah, yeah,
asshole way, but, like, I just
energetically.
and especially if I'm yeah, and if I'm moving at this level and my desire is to grow and expand at that speed, at that level, I can't. So that's where I find a lot of, like, I'm not here to speak to the masses. I'm not here to have a huge community, but then on the other hand, I'm like, I want to be in front of more people so that I'm, but there's the multidimensional aspect of like, of course, I'm always reaching the right people always at the same time. And one person is going to be a portal. It could be a portal to thousands, right? So there's also that. But I don't, yeah, I'm thinking of maybe I just do that and I do a live stream, and they get access to a couple of things and then it's just charged. It's just yeah, because it's feeling like when the energy is it's kind of like dead, but also there's not the people that are really going to like I'm getting a lot of people who I know are curious about what I'm doing. They're curious. They just want to watch. They're not actually like the visionary men that are supposed to be in my space and like I'm supposed to channel for.
You're
You know what I
activating that
mean?
energy in them, though.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. But, it's like my human mind is they're not there in the
yeah.
visionary portal, but that has always been my, yeah, so that's where a lot of my, like, untethering has happened for sure, because I am seeing what is happening now in this multidimensional space, and it's like I'm not fucking here for, like, vanity likes. I'm not here to get those things, like, this is not it, so following where the juice is and yeah, the juice right now is, like, speaking, channeling, and creating I don't know if you had a chance to go into the unnamed masterclass, but I did all of these, like, um, transmissions that just started as like me riffing audio. And then I'm like, no, I can't just have the audio. I have to have these like videos. So they turn into these, videos with music and whatever. And I'm like, this is it. This is how I
Mm,
operate. Like it starts as one thing, but no, it's the art. It's the art that generates that
mm.
momentum. So I love that. I just want to do more of that. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Fuck yeah. What did you get started as? Like you were from the music, the elegant music to add to that. And yeah,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
transition there.
yeah, it was a
Yeah, the
classical.
classical music and then multi multi-dimensional, multi or metaphysical advisor. So there is a shift. When you come into that where you have the power, like people are going to be attracted regardless because that's how
Mm.
it is. So communities are basically built by as a side effect. What was the reason for the community?
Oh, like the
No,
visionary
like all
portal?
the way in the beginning when you started
Or
communities.
so there's a big gap. I don't even know if I told you what I did in between. 'Cause
Yeah.
wait, there's more. So, okay, fast forward, I'll do this really fast. Conservatory trained musician, um, then had my daughter stopped
Uh,
completely pretty much in, like, her first year or 2 of life, strong identity attachments to that, strong. Also, like, simultaneously was practicing yoga, almost became a yoga teacher twice, studied with, like, my mentor was, like, a direct, um, like,
mm,
whatever, disciple essentially of Swami Sachidananda. So yeah, I was very steeped in that world and I was sort of like his right-hand person. Like I managed their social media because at the same time I was also studying meditation, chakras, all of that stuff, but also I got into e-commerce and I was running which is still alive right now technically, um Jewels of Saraswati because my spiritual name was Saraswati, and I created handmade malas and yoga jewelry. And then eventually, like, just I taught myself everything. So this is why, like, I feel like I know a lot of tech. I sort of like dip my hands into all these things, but got really obsessed with e-commerce. So then got like certified, I forgot, by one of those like bro marketer guys in e-commerce and Shopify and all of that stuff. And then I started to like outsource some of my jewelry. So it wasn't like completely handmade, but it was like half and half. The malas were completely like custom. And then yeah, some people were asking me, well, how did you do this? And so I had a community and I started to like teach online
Mm.
courses. So I was teaching meditation, I was teaching mantras, I was teaching about energy. And then people like jewelry designers were asking me about it. So at the same time, I also created an entirely different community for jewelry designers to market and create their own communities and like set up their Shopify and do e-commerce and do social media marketing. So those were like the two different communities I had running at the same time. And then that's when I realized that like I didn't I didn't want to do the helping of the jewelry people, and that I actually was obsessed with the energetics of marketing and business. And of course, my whole experience of evolution was like through the lens of business. So of course I was learning about myself, and I was learning that like actually no, like manifestation, like if you were to look at it, it's so vanilla. It's all like I was just regurgitating all the manifestation stuff. Like I knew that shit like inside and out, crystals, whatever. Um just fine. But yeah, so I've had people watch me go through that whole journey, and then I like woke up and I was like, this is not it. This is not me. I am not a light worker. I'm
But
not
you
any
are,
of
to be
this.
honest.
This shit isn't
Yeah,
working.
but technically
What?
you are.
I'm not a light worker or a
You don't
dark
talk, yeah,
worker.
exactly. You don't label yourself as one, but you are. Like in the pure definition
Yeah.
of what a light worker does.
I'll let
Yeah,
you say
I
that.
will say that.
Okay.
Regardless.
I'll let you say that. You will. Yeah, but, like, that was there was a pivotal moment where I this is when I say, like, I shred shit, like, I destroyed it. So I went from teaching, like, also, like, higher level programs and, like, frequency and all of that, and, like, journaling and all of this stuff, um, I stopped, and I got in front of my audience, and I'm like, I don't believe this anymore.
Holy
This
shit.
is yeah, and so yeah, yeah, and I completely flipped into what seemed like the opposite, which was just another, yeah, piece of evolution, but yeah, like, I did it in front of my audience, and I still have those people a lot of those people with
Of
me
course.
still today, where I went into where the work that I was really meant to do in a lot of, like, the kind of shadowy stuff in the descent, in the underworld stuff, but also, um, letting go of all those things, like, owning the coming out of modality. But so it was like a true black and white flip. It was like, "I'm a light worker, love and light," like, I was signing my shit love and light. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
this was like but I'm just regurgitating all of these things, and not to judge that part of myself because that
Yeah.
brought me here, and it wasn't untrue at the time, but, like, I just kinda woke up and I was like, "I'm not doing this anymore, and this is I'm not" like, right yeah, basically in front of
God
everyone.
damn.
So,
Brutal.
yeah, and that was really terrifying because,
It was your life,
you
basically.
know, I had built everything on that. So, like, I had a pretty decent Instagram, and I had yeah, I think at some point almost like 3,000 people in one Facebook group, and yeah, and I just like I left. Like I just was like, "Bye. I'm gonna close it down now." And people are like, "Okay." And yeah, a lot of them did follow me because I was just being very transparent about my journey. And yeah.
The road to
So,
recode.
and now it's like Yeah, and I don't it's, like, really weird because 'cause I'm still there's still the aspect of, "Oh, I don't have this big audience." And I was getting like, I realized, I mean, I spent all my time and all my energy, managing this audience that, took a lot of my time and just really wanted to be in the energy, and I was serving and I was enjoying it, but, yeah, I had to work so hard. I did these, like, live
alone.
launches for Oh, yeah, yeah, completely alone. I did hire my VA, before I was ready, which was perfect because then, like, I launched, it was called Frequency Recode, and I did one of those, like, live launches where you do, like, 5 live videos or
There's a name to
whatever
that,
and
isn't
have
it?
this big
Yeah,
event.
I forgot.
Yeah, what's her
What?
face?
Yeah,
Do you know the woman who Kelly
Kelly
Roach,
Roach.
Kelly Roach,
I
how could I
still
forget?
have her marketing
Mhm,
calendar. It was one of my first.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
Kelly Roach.
yeah. Yeah. So I did that, but I did it mostly alone. And I like the first time I launched, no joke, I messaged over 100 people. I gathered 100 something people into this launch and I messaged them all directly. And at one point I was like holding 30 to 40 like ongoing conversations through those 5 days while I was also delivering, while I also made like a fucking PDF for every
Holy
one of those
fucking
things.
shit!
Um, yeah, yeah. I loved it. I loved it, but, I don't wanna do that anymore. So to me, that's like, managing a community feels like I don't wanna do it. So there's that part of me that's like, "Well, I'm gonna charge them. They're gonna expect what?" And I have to, like, advertise what? You know, so then there's, like, a pressure of, like, I have to show up, and I also don't wanna do that. So,
You need a
yeah,
superstar.
I'll figure it out.
That's it. Like you, for instance, Vibestar, Link Slayer,
Mhm.
and probably a whole bunch of other people who have seen something in the people they follow, wants to help
Mm.
genuinely, and then they are in on that growth because they
Mhm.
see what you do, really see you, and that's the reason why they followed, right? And from the first community into the other communities because it's your evolution. I think that if people saw beyond the niche and into the
Yeah.
actual growth of you doing the thing, the expert, becoming the expert, I think people underestimate
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
whole process a lot. Because if I was to go back to my
Yeah.
first 100-day challenge video, or even years before that, when I tried to create an aquarium for cats, stupid things. Dude, I
What?
have so many weird videos.
No, that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
I thought so.
That's
As I was doing it, I
brilliant.
thought so. Now that I see it, it's like, dude, wow.
Oh my god. I love
Yeah,
it
but
so
see,
much. This is a nugget
oh,
that
just
I
wait until you
love.
see the video
I'm
because it's
I'm
literally online. It's like I remember, After Effects. Yeah, it was like the
Yeah.
first thing that
Yeah.
I could really go
Yeah.
into
Yep.
visual effects on, and I had this video of
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
standing in the middle of the fucking road, pulling down my pants, bending over, and like acting as if it exploded, right? And then I go into After Effects and I mask that shit, literally. And I have this stupid joke like don't mix beans and coke or something. It's like stupid shit. But it was the beginning of the
Wow.
journey.
Wow, my face
Yeah.
hurts.
Uh it's and this is before you've even seen it.
I think that's our next call. We're gonna share
Oh,
all the weird
that's
shit that we create.
let's do that. That's a great
That's the
idea. Yeah,
journey.
going back and just
Yeah,
seeing like most
that's the
cringe,
journey.
the
Yeah.
cringiest, but also the most
Yeah.
transformative cringe. Yes,
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 yes, that's it, that's it, like, I don't regret any of
exactly.
it, and, like, that is I think that's why people moved with me because I was always
Transparent.
as
Yeah,
transparent as I possibly could be about the
yeah,
process, and I'm like, this is the mind fuck, guys. No apologies here. Sorry,
yeah.
not sorry. Here's now this is my evolution. This is all that I know. This is all that I've experienced and it doesn't mean that you need to believe the same things, but if you're along for the ride, here's what I did. Here's how I navigated this. And yeah, but like a lot of them also I was attracting a lot of people in survival, a lot of
Oh
people
hell
like
yeah.
even in just the unnamed masterclass, I have a lot of people that are just I realize they want me to define everything, they want me to explain things, and they want to give their sovereignty away. They want
Yeah.
me to, like, hand feed them, and that experience was amazing because I just did this master class and just that's what it had to be, like, it doesn't matter. This was the channeling, this is what it need to be, so cool, but also a very strong, like, okay, I really need to talk to the people that I want to work with, and I have to do it unapologetically, and I have to do it, I want to do it, consistently. So, yeah. So, leading that all the way back to to the antechamber and the core, I know I figured with Zach today, we'll just we'll just chat
Yeah, about that also.
and let that be.
Because
Yeah. Yeah. Do you wanna talk
yeah,
about
let's
that?
just quickly, because when I say go live, I never share gold with people who don't deserve it. And when you go into my tribe, when you talk to anyone, seriously, you will find people who are so like-minded that is like, hey, good to see you again for the first time. Like they're always
Yeah.
as late as
Yeah.
today. I had a guy coming in and basically update me on the last months that we haven't talked, and was like, dude, dating this rich woman 20 years older than me. She's owning like 3 houses and cabins. She wants to take me to this island and shit. I can't believe that life is doing what it's doing right now. And also, I started the company with a few buddies of
Mhm.
mine. You would love them, by the way. We're making a lot of money and we're doing these things. And it's like, it's so aligned. I was just talking about these amazing things. I was like, huh, well, that just takes a whole bunch
Huh.
of to dos off my
Yeah.
list. I don't have to do that thing anymore because if you do it, you're already in motion. The only thing you need to do then is to do with more people. So it's like combining the puzzle
Mhm.
pieces, right? Yeah. So
Exactly, exactly.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because yeah,
exact
because if I was to
exactly.
go live, right? If I say I go live, then it would be in a very intimate container, only with people who already know about Lauren and the Black Diamond and Zach. People
Mhm,
who hear about the conversation and stuff inside of the tribe. That's where the community becomes really powerful because it's like they're on the journey and they know that this is
yeah,
a different kind of journey, and they start to talk about it and they get in more people, and then we have a system that we have created together now that just branches out into all of these amazing things. I mean, Vibestar found you based on your videos. She
yeah.
just stalked you and found you and got into your community.
What videos? Where was she? Now I'm,
I'm
like,
not going to
really
even say
curious
it
about this
because it
path.
just proves the magic. So that's like, we're now creating something that is amazing. Let's say that you don't want to talk to people who are beyond visionary at the moment, right? Because there is a
Mm,
lot of those people. We have people who
yeah,
love to talk to those people because that's like that's what gives them joy at their level of the journey, right? So let's say that you had the
mhm,
Legacy
yeah,
Forge / Diamond or Lauren or Black Diamond Recode, something that you say we have this antechamber. It goes into our most exclusive thing. You can work with me at one-on-one level and where we just change the world. Or if you're not really there yet, go to this link and you have a full community that's going to just provide you with the things that you can do to get to this level. Because you have
mhm,
created so many things. I have created so many things. All the things are already online. We just have to structure it and then guide them
yeah,
in. Like if they found you because
that's
they heard you,
mhm,
then
yeah,
yeah, it's just making the
yeah,
the journey
yeah,
more enjoyable for them. I think we should create videos or
yeah,
doors, like actual interactive things that leads into the Black Diamond, and just have. I have so much context in my head right now
yeah.
that I'm trying to communicate, and like I'm trying to tell my life story in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, but, like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling it, because you know what's happening right now? Because like, I want to I'm still trying to, like, feel into the frequencies, and also, like, when you talk pathways, I'm like,
Mm.
"Ooh, I love that," because, it's like that journey, choose your
Yeah.
own adventure. I really like that. Sometimes it's just, like, time is a little bit of a constraint in terms of, like, "Alright, I'm not gonna sit there and, like, create all these spaces, but, like, I really want to."
Mm.
What are the doors, right? What are the doors that are gonna, like, peek open a little bit so they can kinda see that, and then choose
Exactly.
their next step, or like you said, help them get to that next step. So what I'm doing now is like I'm starting to really push Black Diamond, the next
Hmm.
cohort. So yeah, maybe we can. talk about that too. I also obviously want us focusing on the core, and there's black diamond in the core. There are this, it's
Yeah, as well as
interwoven.
with Legacy Forge. That's it.
So
It's the beautiful thing.
yes, and with the legacy core. So yeah, how do we maybe with, and I feel like it's right there. Everything's really
I think
actually
we're doing
quite
it right
easy
now.
because you're right. Yeah, you have the
Yeah,
content, I have the content. What are
yeah,
the doorways, right? And then where are we gonna
yeah.
funnel them and put them?
Right now,
Um, and I think what it,
right now, I have a
yeah.
guy who, a fellow tribe member who has been in Costa Rica for a long time. He has been limited by the equipment, basically. He came back
Mm,
to this week and he talked about what he had been doing. I just gave him admin rights. Like, here is the admin for the Discord and here's the admin for my webpage. Trust you, bye. Right? And then now today he comes back to me. I haven't spoken with him in a long time. And he comes back to me with a
yeah.
list of all the URLs on my website, all the things of the courses and everything. And he is going around like, what if? What if we make Orpheus the Wise really a good god assistant? And so he can do everything that we need and he's integrated with
Oh,
everything. And then we just structure it so that
yes.
it leads into the adventure. I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that right now.
Huh. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah. So we don't have to
Incredible.
do much more than
Yes.
just doing exactly what we're doing right now. Because Vibestar, she
Yeah.
is assimilating information in a rate. She's a meta human, basically. And she's doing things that is beyond, right? And she is
Yeah.
now today
Yeah.
we're going to structure a lot more in the Discord server so that people have that choose your own adventure from the start and they get only access to the relevant pieces, which can be automated and opened up and closed down whatever we need from all parts that we need. So they can come from Black Diamond and get into a Black Diamond
Yeah.
environment with other doors going into everything. So it's a full on freaking universe
Mhm,
from the
mhm.
get go. I'm so fucking excited about that.
Amazing.
I've also, look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, I have found a new. I have found a new mysterious way of acting and behaving. I'm walking around like this in town. Well, not like this, like this. I look fucking
No.
different these days. I feel different.
Oh my
I like the
god.
fact that we can laugh so much.
Oh my god. Yeah, same. Same. Yeah, no, that's brilliant, and I love that. I feel like, yeah, us continuing to do the video, us continuing to open up those pathways. I definitely wanna feel like, and I know we're focusing on the core and the antechamber, giving the core a date. I'm also wondering,
Do you think we need a date?
I
Because
don't
I
know,
have been thinking about that a lot.
start. Um, okay, so here's what I battle with because I am over like typical
Yeah.
marketing and urgency, and yet I do use it when it feels like I want to use it. But I also know humans, and
They
humans
need
need
clarity and like, yeah.
form, container.
What if
Yeah.
we put like a really symbolic date on it then? Like, holy shit, Z requested to join. Hold on, hold on.
Look, all right. We'll let you get ready.
Welcome, Zach.
What's up, y'all? Thank you. How you doing?
Sorry, I had to. I
I
had to.
like that.
Good to see you, bro.
I need that. I
Yeah,
need one of those.
my family,
Hi.
my family
Yeah.
created it, and it suffocated me for like an hour. You need to breathe, and it's hard.
Yeah, no, I used to make those. It's made with the gauze kind of
Yeah,
stuff or
you
whatever
make
it's called.
masks.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Waldorf kid, so at like certain fairs and all that kind of stuff, we would do. I forgot when we did it, but I've done it at school
Hell
activities and
yeah.
things like that. But I also do make not me personally, but in a lot of the projects we've done, I've orchestrated the creation
There
of
is something that
masks.
happens with a mask.
Mm.
Like when you can just, it's
Big time.
insane. I get Batman.
I wear it a lot. Yeah, I get Batman. I was when Kanye came out with wearing all those masks. Right before that, I'd been working with a fashion designer to design my own version of that, partially because of like just exhaustion of being seen and then breaking my ankle and then not feeling like just a relentless like starving myself to be super skinny. So partially self-conscious, but also stylistically just felt more, you know, relaxing to have the mask. So
Wow, there is so many stories in there. That is like, wow.
a lot of stories. What's
Yeah.
up, Lauren? Good to see you.
Um,
It's been a minute
hey,
to
hey,
see your
yeah.
face.
I'm so happy right now. It's just,
I love
it's
the
so cool.
chairs
Right?
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
table.
It's a round
Welcome to the
table,
round table.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
hmm
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for showing up.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah. We've sat at a lot of round tables, Zach and I. So, and
True.
Tor and I were just talking about how much we laugh. It's kind of the same thing with us, right? Like in
Yeah.
this whole creative process and like figuring out yeah, what is the thing we want to do in the moment that is
Laugh.
pure and creative and um yeah, lots of we've been flitting in and out of like yeah, what the journey is, what the journey has been, what the journey is
What we can create with the journey, to be honest. How to redefine reality.
what we
You
can
know?
create.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Totally.
yeah. So anyway, how are you, Zach? What's been up today?
Today I got up quite early because I've been working with Josh in London to mix the soundtrack for the season 2 film. So I think we're right there. I just listened to it. And I believe tomorrow morning we're going to finalize that, which is, yeah, like a 2-year project. So
Congratulations, bro.
crazy.
Yeah, god
Thank
damn.
you. Big work. So yeah, I got up early, made lunch and breakfast for Rock, hopped on that, took him to school. Not that you asked for my laundry list. Went to the gym,
I did.
just sweat my ass off as always, and listened to that soundtrack. And here I am. And I've just been feeling. It's a funny time. I think it's a good time to meet with you guys because I've never felt more like I don't give a fuck
Right?
about anything other than what's already like someone ran anyway. It's hard to even explain. I obviously care about everything, but I don't take my own ambition seriously anymore. And the idea of ambition, specifically that word, doesn't really interest me anymore. So it's like what wants to bubble up? You know me, I'm always going to be waking up early in pursuit of that aroma. I have two more sessions today, so 3 today. Working on 3 albums, sitting on 40 episodes, you know. So it's that dance, but it's like it's a nice time to connect because the me last year that wants to start agencies or metaverses, or even 2 weeks ago, like not even frantically, but feeling that like, okay, I need to buy this hearse officially because I don't know,
The
Tor, if you
pink
know, but
curse.
the
Yeah, I was
hearse
like,
has
tell
been
them
a
about Pink
dream.
Curse.
I know you know about maybe the podcast, but I've always wanted to buy the hearse and turn it into a mobile studio and drive around and have it be this pink mobile of. And then, you know, my book that I worked on with my dad for a year and a half, which is ready, which comes with the 3 dice that you roll to kind of like runes to open the 216 poems. So it's kind of like roll the 3 dice to see what wants to speak to you. 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh man, I need to print this, talking to Topa. And now I'm just like, I don't need to do anything.
It's already done.
Really, other than what's right. It's already done and it's going to come. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's a great time to allow things to come that want to come. I know you guys are both like the same as me in our differences, but the same hunters of authenticity,
Epicness,
soul,
adventure. Yeah.
epicness, mundane epicness, big epic, yeah, micro map
Hell
or
yeah.
whatever. So I'm just here to lend my hopefully more essence as opposed to being covered with a bunch of extra, still trying too hardness. So whatever's clever, let's flow.
Wow, that's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
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 Perfect.
Tor, have you did we talk about Pink Curse?
No, but I felt it.
Did I
Like when he
did we
said he's gonna get the hearse, there was like, oh, you do that, bro.
Yeah,
Get the hearse.
yeah, no, all right, we gotta drop some links because like what this man is doing right now, like you've not met somebody who flows and creates like fucking hyper speed. So what did you say? If you have 40 episodes in
Well,
the
we
bank?
just put out the 48th episode. We started this when almost a year and a half, maybe a little more now, when my best friend Taylor passed away, which was like 3 years ago. We took a hiatus because of that, but also just to reevaluate, because we've started magazines. I was signed by Pharrell's manager. I used to run a band in New York that was, you know, in studios with Dr. Dre, flown out by Dr. Luke, put out 10 albums, like working with Nipsey Hussle, like big, you know, $100,000 checks for music placements. I've had many iterations of
You.
getting there, almost being there,
Yeah.
tasting there, whatever there is, and then many deaths, rebirths, deaths, rebirths. Hey, baby. And so anyway, yeah. So he passed away. Once and for all, was taking some time off. Was hired to be the creative director of a metaverse, which was like another $100,000. I didn't get paid anything; it was all sweat equity, but big project. So fun. It's how I met this guy Topa. And of course it tanked. Not of course, but just like the back end NFTs crashed, the business people, it's all bullshit to me. I'm just so bored and exhausted by,
3D.
and really not angry at anyone, but it's more frustrated with myself for continuing to naively fall for people's reflection of me, of like, yeah, man, we want to like ride out and do awesome shit. And they do for a second, but then they're not really willing to go all the way, which is fine. But I've found the people who will, for hell or high water, like the success is the flow. Every detail does count. We put our all in, etc. So then Pinkhurst was born from my friend Michael and I. It was going to be a Netflix show, like Anthony Bourdain of creativity, because everywhere I go, I like to collaborate. So it's like, what's the theme? I used to throw events, or our magazine was like this. Say the theme is Snap the Robot Awake. That was the first issue of our magazine. And it was about the collision of nature and technology. So we had my wife's father was an MIT professor writing about soul and ethics in relation to invention and progress. And then we had like a poet from AA writing about soul and journey, you know, whatever. So I always will do that and then make a podcast now. That's what we did, or a magazine. Bring together visual artists, musicians, fashion, chefs, whatever, doesn't matter. And then create these little microcosm universes that spawn, obviously, connection, friendship, photography, writing, sculpture, always music, conversation. So the podcast, obviously the Netflix level thing was like too grandiose budget wise without support. So we landed on, okay, a podcast, which really is just like a money laundering front for awesome creativity. Super intense journey because of how like every episode has an original song written, produced, like full blown music video, animations. It's not, I can't allow myself
For
to
that
just
episode specifically? Wow.
Yeah.
no, every
Yeah.
episode.
I was
No,
waiting, I was like,
every episode.
explain
So I
what it
just put out the 48th episode. So that's 48 songs, 48 music videos, 48 animations. And as of 2 days ago, we just finished mixing and preparing another like 39 episodes that are done with short films. So I'm sitting on this midpoint of just dropped almost 50 and have grown a lot with some big guests, everything from like this guy Michael Mead, who's a hero of mine, to Josh from the Emerald podcast, to Rodney Norman, big comedian, Edward Crow, Yellow Wolf's manager. There's a bunch of people. This Thursday, we're putting out something with a woman named Nicole Aniston, who's like a huge adult film star, who's actually like a spiritual medium fascinated with death. So anyway, I'm at this midpoint of having released about 50 and sitting on like 50, which gives me this room to breathe. And I have till December, but to put out one a week, I can put out till December without really creating anything new. So that's crazy because I was in the trenches for a lot there, not knowing how to even get the next one mixed. So to have stacked this much, it's like hibernation. My cheeks are full of nuts and I am a squirrel god. today. So yeah, now we're working on an album called Electric Bible that we wrote and recorded 5 years ago. That is one of the coolest things ever. But because of pain and relationships, it all got shelved. But I'm back with the main producer, and we've been working. It's really powerful project. Working on a new album called No More Circles. We have a new band called Girl Food, which is really fun, like a Parliament pop group. And then we're just like slowly thinking about what's next with the podcast. Like after these 8 months, who are we interviewing? I have a bunch of ideas. So anyway, in a nutshell, that's where I'm at. I'm a dad, 5-year-old son. Every day I, take care of the house, and I have a simple life, and I love where I live, and I'm living on bonus time. Sorry to go on and on.
Can I just do something as a thing on that?
Next level achieved.
Please.
Right back to balance,
There you
bro.
go.
God damn. Good job.
There you go. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, like I that's respect. That is.
And I'll say last thing on my share, just so this morning, you never know, right? You put out all this stuff, you don't know, you're shouting into the void. Everything is arbitrary. Who cares anymore? I'm promoting on social media things that aren't even selling anything. It's just like a wild journey. I'm 37, so when I look too closely at like how and when and what and will it succeed in a financial way, I get tripped up. But when I feel the rightness of the flow, it's like all here, and nothing matters. That's what I meant about what happens. It is happening. It is what it is. It is. But again, last thing, this morning I get this email. Someone said, I have no idea what this is. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to take a bit of time to convey my heartfelt gratitude for the inspiring content you post on your account. I've been keeping up with your posts for a bit now, and I must say your messages and photos have had a substantial impact on my life. Just a short while ago, I found myself going through a difficult time, and your posts assisted me enormously. Your authentic and approachable content provided me with vital comfort during this hard period. Your messages resonated with me on a personal level, illustrating to me that I was not alone in my struggles. Every post felt like a reassuring pat on the back, supporting me to get through the roadblocks I confronted. Your optimistic attitude and wise words gave me the resilience to persist. I'm not able to properly thank you for the hope you spread through your Instagram account. Your role on my life, and certainly on the lives of countless others, is profound. Go on creating the incredible content that you do. Keep in mind that your messages make a difference and that you are influencing lives one caption at a time, with deepest gratitude. So
Don't just you're changing lives, man.
Every time my dad sends some, I mean, I showed it to my mom, who used to run a newsletter, and she said that really is everything. So I'm not trying to suck that into my ego straw, but to feel that in my heart in a time when it does feel like who cares, and sometimes
they change you.
It's just remembering we're all playing our role. And then from that place, I don't need to be greedy. I've been thinking a lot about sitting on this land that's indigenous land that is taken over by white people.
Okay, there we go.
So anyway, it's just like enough is enough of put me in, coach, or I'll drink my invisible Gatorade on the side and just watch the game for a second. Either way is great.
Hell yeah. Thank you for that. God damn.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Really, I figured I'd spill my beans so that you can see what
That's what we're just like spill it. Yeah.
So what are you guys up to? I know you mentioned Lauren, but Tor, what are you cooking?
I've been trying to fucking define it. Like yesterday, my my left hand being like my superstar, the one who came in and just wanted to see a vision fulfilled, because I couldn't really see it myself. I was just doing the things that felt right. And they asked, like, what do you do? I was like, I fucking don't know. Like, do we have to label it? Do you have to? Okay, because it could be a multidimensional initiate of a Nordic shamanic dragon temple, or it could be a coach. It could be whatever. It could be so many things. So we're just trying to raise frequencies. And then people ask, what does that mean? I was like, well, if you raise frequencies and make people feel better, feel that power, and just create from the void and knowing who they are and balance with everything, then you're raising frequencies collectively, expanding human consciousness universally. It seems logical, and it's so fucking simple. Just having fucking fun, doing what you want to do instead of being pushed around, being told how many days a year you can have days off. Or I've been through the system, so many of them, like foreign immigration and health and prison systems and education, all these things. It kind of showed me the reality of things, and I didn't like that reality. So coincidentally, we popped into a different way that we can just create reality, and that I had no idea what the fuck reality even was. So yeah, now I'm just trying to create something that I'm scared shitless by, because I'm trying to create a future of ancient future holistic development center called Valhalla. And it was because
all about Valhalla,
right? And it's so Valhalla had so much more meaning to me, or showed to have so much more meaning than I thought that I could ever understand. So it was something that always resonated, and my family has always been adventurous, and I just wanted to honor that. And I also saw that the freaking city, we have Vikings buried in people's front yards, and they're not even talking about it. And we're like, we're glorifying a shitty battle from just a few hundred years ago, when we have fucking Viking culture, the ancient ways, right here. Why are we not talking about this? So after I've been going through that silence, I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking fix it myself. I'm gonna create a center. I'm gonna have it on the shore. We're gonna create a ship. We're gonna go in and we can fucking hijack that day, like Vikings taking over the pirates and saying, we want our own day and we want to just have fun on that day. If you want this to keep on happening, you continue to ignore this, but we will continue. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's
it's
it,
fun.
Man. I love
Are you
that.
gonna get the
I
horn?
was
Are you
thinking
getting
about it,
the
but the sound is always getting fucked up. But Zach, you're gonna love this. You're gonna hear much more about this. This horn, I bought this horn in September 2016, the day I met the love of my life, who created a metahuman.
Wow.
And I bought a rune stone with it, with a rune called the Veivisr, which is like this Pathfinder, and is now buried at the feet of my grandfather. And this horn is basically the other part of an epic tale. And I discovered a spiritual practice with it. Have you heard of shunk? You blow a concord or a conch, like a huge shell. Yeah.
Yeah, shell.
And then you keep the tone. And the tone, depending on where you are in yourself, will find its frequency. And that frequency changes people around you. And then I found out you can do the same thing with this. So it basically sprouted a whole fucking religion. And I got scared because it was so powerful that people started to go into worship mode. So I stopped doing the things that I found fun because people couldn't handle it. And then we realized we just have to put it into the right context and just play with it.
For real. I know that's what it's all about, man. The context. Because when you're not selling something and it's not some like, this is how you'll I hate all the make your life better, get thinner, get richer, be
in 90 days.
Just just the pursuit of betterment is nonsense to me. But if it's not like you're not, I don't know. It's hard for people. It kind of fractals them. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely on an aligned path, all of us, out here in nowhere land.
Outside of time.
Yeah.
But still right on time.
I feel like a pig in mud, but I'm embracing that in the best way. I'm like, I'm free, man. I failed miserably in all the ways that I tried to like make it in society. I've been written off by everyone, including myself. I'm not the skinny pop boy I was. I'm wide open, free, full of love. I made it. I have nothing, all those things that I was trying so hard to maintain are shackles.
100%.
Now I can just wiggle dirty and just like it's all bonus. Who gives a shit what happens? It's not my business.
Wiggle dirty.
Wiggle dirty. .com.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, wiggledirty.com. Oh.
$69 a day.
Hell yeah.
Oh, so good.
No,
Yeah.
but and Lauren, obviously, I mean, you and I have our awesome journey thus far,
Yeah.
and like I
Yeah.
told you the other day, like our agency thing, which never was supposed to be an agency to me anyway, but that's what it kind of like got morphed into vernacularly by the crew and myself. I participated, but yeah, we've run a great crew, Lauren and I, and it just kind of imploded, and my ribs got to this day, like 6 months, of popped a freaking muscle coughing right on the day. It's all connected. I could feel that there was some forced battle with this woman, Christina, we were working with, who wanted to put Channel the Sun into this like box
Mm.
of like, you have to, Zach, you should be going online. And it wasn't even, she's wrong. Like when it applies to an agency, traditionally, that's good advice. But yeah, it was this me trying to force myself into.
Yeah, well, I mean, she came from, what was it? Yeah,
Startup stuff.
Pound Fit, like ran her
God
own
bless her. She's
company.
great. God,
Like,
she's
yeah,
not my cup of tea.
she's amazing, but it was like,
Don't know
when
what you don't know.
yeah, right? Like when we're talking about multidimensional creation and like the possibility and the how, and like when people get really stuck and like we have
3D.
to, it can only go this way.
Yeah.
And and of course we're all people, so we all also have our lenses and our shit. Yeah, like we learned so much from that, and I don't think it's dead, like I still feel it very alive. And what we learned from that and the dynamics of that, like, Zach, how long did we, like, we were fucking every week consistent, like people showing the fuck up,
Yeah. We
creating.
had decks. We did a job. We
Like
did
no
like a
one was getting
$4,000
paid,
job.
right? Like
We did
this
one
was
day.
right.
And
And
I've been doing that
yeah, but
like for years.
this was,
It's a placebo. Though that placebo was like, we're going to be this futuristic agency creative house, which, but
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then what it was on that note too is, remember that conversation with Bill Snyder and him and I talking about, he said you need to do a business, have like the market research, you need to take polls, you need to see what your customers want,
Fit
you
to
have
the
to
box.
adapt. Whereas like Rick
no.
Rubin,
The
Yeah,
other way,
whereas,
it's like
like-
we do what the fuck we want. And
well, it's not even, it's more, or the artist, roomy, Rick Rubin-y kind of thing is like,
yeah,
the audience
Yeah.
comes last.
yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
the audience, make what you love. And Bill says, yeah, but I would never invest in that model. That's like an asteroid. The chance of that kind of thing hitting is like an asteroid,
Guess
which
it feels
then,
like that now.
and he's right. And then I said, okay, cool. And then I made up this idea for the asteroid people.
Yeah.
And I realized I'm an asteroid person, which,
Yeah.
really what I want to do, again, I hold it lightly because it doesn't matter, but it's like Adult Swim. I should have an Adult Swim show. I should be driving in a hearse every day. I want an art farm. I want people
Yeah,
who
yeah,
understand how quickly I can ideate after 30 years of this. Like in 10 minutes, I can traverse a lot farther for a specific kind of ideation than other
Yeah.
people, to come to me naturally and seek that out. And I can be of service. And I just want to make art all the time and be a dad. So that's where I'm in this like surrender to the universe, because it's my wife was saying the other day, man, I really feel for you, because it doesn't really make sense when you look at the music I've made, the people I know, the art, the level of the art that we make, why it's not bigger. And I know that when people see it,
Yeah.
they react to it. I know there's a demographic. I know, so it's almost like there's a shadow cloak of God on me, and I just have to trust that. And I know in alchemy, there's like times where they say like, you're not allowed to tell. And it's not even like I'm spilling crazy secrets that are it's not all this conspiracy shit. I just sometimes think like, it'll come when it's time. It's already here. And my journey is to know that now, while being the pig in mud, invisible. But here you guys are. So let's do whatever you guys, let's hopefully find a middle ground of collaboration or
See,
higher
that's
ground
the
of collaboration,
yeah.
lower ground, underground. I don't care.
Underground.
Extra
Yeah,
ground. Yeah.
that's
That
how
was
we do
clever.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because we have found that more often than not, we talk about things that is like, oh, that would be cool, but we're already doing it. Like just before this
Yeah.
talk, I said to Lauren, I wanted to go live within the tribe, like within the community at 8 p.m. Like my 8 p.m. your when you came on, and she was like, "What? We didn't prepare Zach." And we had to respect that, right?
I would
Yeah,
have been
I
ready.
felt that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I
appreciate that.
probably we should have asked, then we got into it. I was gonna ask.
No, I do appreciate that because Lauren knows I can be sensitive
yeah,
about shit.
yeah,
when she
exactly.
asks
So,
something.
but that's my point. Like when we collaborate, the talks that we have, just the activating energy alone changes lives because they hear where we come from.
No,
Yeah.
it does.
So we could literally be
100%.
doing this right now. Like we've already started.
Did Lauren tell you about the God Help Me, I'm Awake coffee club?
I do remember reacting to "God Help Me, I'm Awake," and that
Yeah,
is
I
an
mentioned
amazing title.
Yeah, it's from Frank Herbert, a pre-Dune
There
book
we
by him called Destination Void, and it's like these brains that are, it's kept alive in this spaceship, but then, they think they're not alive, basically, but then they are. So it's like this terrifying consciousness trapped in these glass jars, and one of the brains says through the spaceship, speaker system, like, "God help me, I'm awake," and I was like, that's so cool. So that's how that was born. But anyway, we were having a lot of fun, Lauren and I, or I was having a lot of fun, and then it became exhausting. And then, I just didn't want to speak
Okay, nice.
for you, but then it became exhausting because
Yeah.
I was the one mostly, not to say you weren't doing it too, but I was hand to hand OD promoting motherfuckers and like orchestrating artwork creation, which is all fine and dandy, but it's like pulling teeth to even try to find some sort of like monetization, even a little something. It's like people want to say, they'll like basically have like a manic episode of joy when they fucking hear this shit, but they won't give $10. So
Right.
it's like, all right.
Right.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That blows my mind.
It's this. It's spiritual communities are like that. I think they're very unstable, fringe people, and so they're not like, I don't know. It's a tricky. It's a tricky thing.
Right, you just got to get the right people, and I think a lot of it was very.
Lauren's tired of me whining about that. Sorry.
I started to learn how to.
I'm just like the message differently because like what ended up happening, like you have these like spots, like what people were saying, it was like Zach has this way of creating this space where people just kind of like let down their shield. And so like we had these brilliant minds and hearts coming in and like really sharing shit. And then it was like, it got to a point though that like some people were like, it was just a lot. It was too much in that sense almost, that it was like, it turned into like a therapy kind of.
I can relate.
But then also, but then also there was this beauty of it being so raw. So it's like that, just I tread very carefully in those spaces because there's a certain type of people who are whatever, self-mastered and whatever the hell you want to, and and I think that once you have the people who yes can come in and be raw, but like don't take up 20 minutes about complaining about you know what I mean? So it's like, but then you don't want to crush somebody's like soul sharing at the same time. So there's that very human, but also like being very I'm very conscious of like the container itself.
And then I'm also like, I don't really give a fuck to talk to all those types of people because I make art and it's like, go listen to the hundreds of songs or read the book if you really want to, because what I might think in a freestyle moment is cool, but like I've said this 1,000 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why do I need to?
And that's why we're sitting here right now.
Unless it's with y'all. Yeah, exactly.
But I think like this is it though, like what we're doing here, and I have to go pick up Seraphine, but like I'm just number one, just so glad that you guys are connected.
Yeah, you changed your world a little bit there. You didn't that.
Just like see this is like just really making me happy. And yeah, like what we're doing here and creating these conversations and putting them in spaces that maybe are not like accessible to everyone, but for the people who I think can really the only way I know how to describe this, like energetically, like hold it in their system to have these conversations, that it doesn't create chaos in them, it actually creates expansion in them. And I think that that's a really important thing to look at. But I see, yeah, some kind of something happening, like synergy and all of that. And yeah, just grateful for you both. That's all I have to
Same. And I know you got to get Seraphine some I love. I would just say where I'm at 100% is like, let me know. Like, I'm suspicious of my own ideas.
Yeah.
Excuse me right now. But I've told you what I'm really here or what I'm interested in. And any way I can be of service or that you see connections and we can play that would enhance, then I'm down.
We're already doing it, brother. Yeah.
Exactly. That's it.
It is
Simple
so
like that.
freaking simple like that. That is, yeah. I think that, like,
I'm gonna go, but you guys keep
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah,
and
let's stay on
keep
for
me
another
posted.
5 or 10.
absolutely.
All right,
We
lots
will.
of love
Love
to
you.
you both.
Say hello to
later.
Seraphine.
Bye. I will.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
It's amazing. Like, this just keeps on happening. I keep on meeting amazing people, and just it expands ahead of real time, which is, yeah.
I know.
I know you do. That's the, yeah.
No, it's definitely. I mean, I've been more in my like whole intentionally recently, but I know, and I am a little jaded
Yeah.
in a good way from like everything we went through last year with that attempt to get really close to that.
I had to talk about that. Yeah, trying.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
boring after, or not even boring. It was just felt like spinning wheels and working too hard, but not in a way that was fulfilling or doing any. It was just wasting energy. And when you're a parent, because you're a dad,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's just like the time, the bandwidth, the it's too
I had to
much.
sacrifice everything. Like, I have an 8-year-old son and a 6-year-old girl. Freaking tests.
Wow.
They're test bunnies. Like, I can't really explain anything else because they both had, like, the generation coming up now, Generation Alpha, as they call them.
Yeah.
No, I didn't either. And I was like, fuck. Because my daughter, she's metaphysical. Me and her, we talk in ways that is psychedelic. Because when I am doing a ceremony, psychedelic, I can communicate with her in her dreams, basically meeting her in the pink castle that we created inside of a meditation space. And it has blown my mind. So, yeah. And I think that's because of my level of awareness and her mom and the focus on love and being sovereign and just, owning your shit. And I can't imagine what happens if you do that before you're 10 years old. I'm just currently seeing what's going on. Yeah.
I know, man. My son's an Aries, and he's quite intense being.
My son is in Leo, and I wasn't really into astrology before I saw how fucking everywhere it is.
I know. My wife's a Leo.
What are you?
Yeah. I'm a Sag.
I'm a Gemini.
November. Nice.
Yeah, I start to see why the communities are just falling into my laps and why everything is... I'm having conversations like this all day, and I didn't think it was anything
That's awesome.
special about it, but I'm a Gemini. Now it just makes sense.
Yeah. That's so cool. And you're right now in the world.
I'm on a mountain in Norway, so I'm on the southern tip of the Northern Way.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Wow,
beautiful. I love...
Amazing.
I didn't say this earlier because there's so much, like the everyday mundane adventures. Being happy that you have water to shit or flush your shit after you're done, right?
Yeah, except for real.
And then because I create adventures. Like, I want my life to be epic, and I want to show other people that they can have an epic life. So just last week, I drove a car, a Jeep Wrangler Sahara Unlimited Edition called Black Pearl. I loved that fucking car. It was like a dragon, right? And there was some complications. A few things in communication got lost, and I had to deliver it. So if I was to label the story or that adventure, it was delivering the Black Pearl to the Sami Mafia on behalf of the White Dragon multidimensional shaman. Literally, because he was in Thailand. We were kind of doing all these things. And I realized that, holy shit, like, this is not how people normally live. Because what you had when your coworker tried to to fit things in a box, right?
Yeah.
That happened to the Legacy Forge just a few weeks ago, where they couldn't handle the heat because they had incited a situation, being butthurt or victimized. Like they reacted, they got triggered to something, and didn't realize that they were kind of projecting their own shadow. And then they created a vacuum, and that vacuum basically sucked them out. We didn't do anything. They came up and said, like, I think
exactly.
I'm just gonna have to leave. I was like, yeah, if that's what you feel,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so after that, a lot of shit just turned on its head because all of a sudden I was alone again and had no money whatsoever, and figured I'm gonna have to just do what I do best then, to play. So I created a a page on my website called Magic, and in there it was just join the quest. Right now we're delivering the car and we're doing this thing. It was just normal, like a game. Current quest, blah 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 blah, assigned to me, and blah blah blah. And then people loved it, so they just joined in, and all of a sudden I had gone from here, no money at all, to deliver a car in the capital, have an epic adventure that got documented, like streamed, and just had a lot of fun, and came back knowing that it's just about the play. Then we just have to do the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, man. That's why, yeah, I'm very grateful right now to be back on the tracks of the projects and have this small little crew of musicians and producers and friends to do that. So I'm like holding that closely and just again allowing whatever else wants to come in to come
I have a
in.
lot of musicians that I would love to introduce you to. I think that musicians, regardless of the genre they focus on, have this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there is definitely a language there of some sort of that surpasses the kind of rudimentary talkingness of everything.
100%. I'm learning how to play the guitar because I want to be able to sing stuff.
That's
just
hard.
sing the stories around the campfire. Everything in my life is basically very Norse shamanistic, psychedelic thing in around the campfire. Yeah.
I love that. That's what it's all about. Back to nature.
Yeah.
Letting it be.
Natural principles and just finding your balance in all of this. Yeah.
100%. I'm living on this land right now that's really amazing. As you can see behind me, it's like almost an acre. Looking at the ocean right there and the mountains. Got a hot tub behind me. I'm about to go in and about to go get my son who's at a wilderness school right around the corner.
Oh yeah. Where in the US are you? Or are you in the US?
It's a place called Carpinteria. It's right near Santa Barbara.
You have that tropical environment.
California. Yeah, it's kind of Mediterranean, like a little microclimate. A lot of birds.
Yeah, here it's just cold. It's like Norse. I get why people sound so mystical in their songs, because what the fuck else are you gonna do? People are not talking because they're shivering all the time.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah.
We can do a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm ready, man. Again, I'm holding it all lightly. I've seen visions of many, manifestations of these ideas of realms, of virtual, of physical, of the hearse, of an art farm, of metaverse stuff. And then I just kind of was like, whatever, it'll happen if it's supposed to. In the meantime, I'm trying to just keep being here and seeing. People often ask, so what's new? I'm like, really, it's all the same, but every day is completely new. But it's the same activities.
100%.
Coffee, cooking, clean the house.
I love that.
I like it.
I love that. Yeah. That's my goal. Right now, I'm just trying to fix the structural things that got kind of sent on top of their heads after people just up and left.
Yeah.
But it sounds like...
Yeah, it's hard to hold that.
Yeah. But it sounds like there are so many synchronicities here that is crazy. So if you want to, if you're up for it, I could show you a small intro of what I do, because it's hard to say what I do. It's easier to just go through pictures, basically.
Yeah, please.
All right. Please. Because this is a story that has been developed over the last few weeks, I guess, and I just didn't see how it played out. But this is the Legacy Forge. Kind of like a tree, which is supported by strong roots that is just all over the place with mycelial networks nonetheless, right? So really strong roots that supports a community or a trunk that leads to us being able to facilitate branches. So we have a fuck ton of people with all sorts of experiences and skills and all that stuff. And we figured, why not just put those together? And if we have something that we can create, we just create it. And then it became branches, right? With unlimited fractal leaves, you can create anything. So many possibilities. That becomes a fruit. The fruit then drops down, becomes a seed, stronger and stronger with nurturing and accountability and support from the tribe. And bam, you have a new tree in a forest of like-minded trees, right? And then it's like, that's all good and cool, but people ask, what do we do? So we try to help people become a tree. We start at the beginning. We started a like-minded community. I'm running Norwegian Flame, which is Liberty Caps in Norwegian. So magic mushrooms, very controversial, but it blew up, and we're now like close to 10,000 people, and probably the most professional group within the topic in Scandinavia. So it's just exploding. And that's kind of what I'm focusing on these days, to get more content out in terms of helping those people who's going into this shamanic retreats that is psychedelic tourism, right? Or I'm going to go on a fucking black metal concert and do 30 grams of Simulaseada. That sounds like a smart idea. They're trying to enlighten people. But then we went over to Discord to kind of create a better community off Facebook, right? Where we have all these different events and videos for everyone coming in. But then we go into level 1 of this gamified life. So we have Saga, self-awareness, growth, and adventure. It was how I started. I started 100-day challenge, and my family got deported during this, and I was just uploading every day for 100 days, and it changed my life. And now it just became a thing, right? So based on the experience, we created a structure for the development. And then this came along, Psychedelic Santum, because it had to happen, where we just announced these things kind of in public, but still under the radar because it's still very illegal.
Yeah.
All the content and resources people need. And then level 2, which is this, Black Diamond and the Legacy Forge, the Antechamber, which we are currently inside of, with epic conversations leading to the core, which is going to change the freaking world, because imagine Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Musk, and Rogan sat around the table right here, right? And just having fun like this.
For real.
Yeah. It's expanding.
It's
and
amazing,
all of this
man.
leads to this, level 3, which is to be able to just do this from a campfire. Yeah. It's
the merging of the nature. It's like the snap the robot.
Exactly.
Away.
I think it's one universal truth that just hits the people who are ready for it. And then this leads into Valhalla, which is like everything that you said, blockchain, Web3, psychedelic, TED Talks, holistic development, art, music, all these things in one ancient future building, basically, which is part of 9, because in Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is like the life tree with 9 dimensions. And my daughter is named Violetta Yggdrasil. So it was like a lot of things playing into each other. And then we ask, are you ready to forge a legacy? The first experience is free. I think we have something, because now, lately, it feels like it has reached the point of it's a thing. It was a thought, but now it's a thing. And that feels amazing. That's basically what we have. And I think that we feel each other so hard because it's basically the same vision almost.
100%.
That fascinates me.
Yeah, man. No, me too. No, it's just another affirmation that we're right where we need to be.
Exactly. And
so let me know then what you guys want to do. I'm here and I want to flow as always. So I'm excited and grateful.
Same here. Like because I plan 1 minute at a time, basically. Yeah, I know.
Me too. Other than the art projects, like every moment, I'm just letting it kind of unfold.
And honestly, I am shit at structuring and doing things. I have tried to create like these onboarding adventures to just give access to all the resources that we have, so that people can see, oh yeah, shit. Yeah. This is now a lot, getting inspired and seeing what can be created from what we have. I have a fucking mountain of documentation, videos, things that is not seen anywhere else, because it's documenting answering questions ahead of time, for instance. like metaphysical things that would just, I can't show this to people. I need time to just sit down and create. And to do that, I need to be surrounded by people who just are as expansive and creative and just goes with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, man. I mean, I see it all coming together. So this first just hello is important, obviously, to ground it in, and then from there, I'm very into the idea of just poetry as life, not just poetry, written words, but yeah, the book that I wrote is called well, anyway, it doesn't even matter, but it's the 3 dice that you roll to open up the 216 pages. And I'm, the God Help Me experiment was cool. We just launched a Substack today with my dad and I, sharing writings that are for people like this who want to awaken to their own individual, place in the whole grand oneness. And I'm just obsessed with, as Lauren said, constant creation in the name of, furthering your feeling good or frequency rising, or however you want to put it. It's all the same dance.
100%. Dude,
So
if
yeah,
you don't,
tell
if you
me.
don't mind me asking, your relationship with your dad, you writing a book together, that is, do you want to share anything about that? Because I have a relationship that kind of matured with my dad after I woke up, kinda.
Yeah, I mean, basically he turned 80 yesterday, and he's had a big life. He was the youngest guy to ever run a movie studio. He was vice president of United Artists back in the day, and then he quit because he was so just saddened by the naivete of artists and the harsh coldness of the business people. He attempted suicide. It didn't work. Maybe it did. Who knows? And became a screenwriter. He's been divorced 5 times, but over the years, we just got closer and closer. My parents divorced when I was young, but he's a writer. I'm a writer, and I wrote this book of poetry because I've been writing poetry since I was 11. But I finally wrote this one kind of over the course of 3 months. I wrote the whole book every morning, and then we spent like 4 months editing it together. And he's always writing. So I'm starting off, actually, the Substack is sharing this book he wrote to my son called Letters to My Grandson, which, I'd love to, in a certain iteration of reality, I could see having this kind of multimedia world of like a record label, publishing house, the podcast, just media to awaken. But again, I'm almost like suspicious of does it need to be that literal, maybe?
For other people to understand.
And then just trying to, if it's meant to be, but I've put out enough signals that, the world knows that that's something I'm up for and excited to do. But yeah, I'm not the type of guy who wants to tour relentlessly. I like going to bed early. I like waking up early. So it's kind of just understanding my limitations, which are not limitations in a negative way, and how I thrive. I don't like talking a lot. Even though I talk a lot, I don't like to talk that much anymore because it drains me. But yeah, we're sitting on a lot of good stuff, and we'll see. Keep rolling the dice to see what, that email today from that stranger felt good to know that at least some people are receiving it, and just keep going, man. I'm like a little kid. I just dangle my own carrots of excitement for the creative releases and projects, and trying to eliminate expectation as much as possible and do that work to, cut through. Every day is like get through my own doubts, my fears, my, being a husband, honoring my partner, honoring those around me, and just, that kind of thing. Keeping it simple now.
I love that. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is special to have a relationship with my dad and my son and feel the 3 generations of men in this form. It's pretty cool. And the letters to my grandson, yeah, they're pretty powerful.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I wanted my granddad to write before he passed away, and they didn't really
Yeah.
understand why. But my
Mm.
last name is Sapola. Have you heard of Balto,
Mm.
like the dog in Central Park?
No, no, but I'm from New York, so that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Have you
I
heard of
know.
the?
You
Have you
mean
seen the
you?
movie
No,
Togo on Disney? Have you
nope.
heard of the gnome diphtheria or the gnome? What is it called in English? It was a huge outbreak of dysentery or something in Nome, Alaska, 1925, I think, or 19 something.
I
It
don't
was a
know.
really interesting story because it was so cold. It was an apocalyptic storm,
Yeah.
and they couldn't fly these open cockpit airplanes, right? And
Oh wow.
Nome was like this gold digging society, so there was not a lot of infrastructure or anything. And all of a sudden, all the kids were sick, so they had to fix it, and they got the medicine by dog sled, and that became
Wow.
a like international story because this dog that called Togo did heroic shit that Disney made a movie, right? And that
Wow.
yeah, and that was
Crazy.
my kinda,
Granddad.
but it not like in direct bloodline, but he was part of my
Got it.
ancestry or my lineage. And so
Wow.
he became known as the world's best dog sledder. He had a dog
Wow.
named after him, the Sepola Husky, and or the Siberian Husky.
Crazy.
And it changed me. That story changed me. I became a adventurer because of that story, right? And I know my granddad had a lot of stories himself, but he never shared them. So I started this whole thing
Mm.
called the FML project or the Fuck My Life project. Fuck My Life, step one, you're fuck my life. Step two, fuck my life. And step three was like, fuck my life, right? And
That's amazing. I
fulfillment,
love that.
motivation, and love. And
Yeah,
so,
that's
yeah, it's aligned,
crazy.
right? It came through meditation. And that's a story.
Well, we did a song back in the day, my old band called Forever My Love. And then we were managed by Lindsay Lohan's brother. And so it was during the height of her, like, just nonsense and breakdowns and TMZ. So we decided to have her tweet the video and just write
Yeah.
FML because everyone thought it was like
Yeah, yeah,
clickbait.
yeah.
Everyone thought that
Wow.
another, it
Smart.
was stupid, but that's a funny
Yeah.
connection. Yeah, exactly.
FML has a power, but
Yeah,
that
it
made me
does.
go in and like really take it serious about the whole wisdom transference because I was
Yeah,
diagnosed with an
yeah,
inoperable
exactly.
blood clot. I faced death a few times, and I wanted my kids to be able to
Wow.
get to know me, even though I was not here. So I started to create these videos for my
Mhm.
kids, and it kind of developed. I want to write a saga of my kids' adventures,
Amazing.
like inspired by their everyday adventures, and
Mm.
let it become some sort of a Harry Potter thingy where it just follows through,
Yeah, man.
and they can read that when they're old to their kids, and it's actually based on them. You know, it would be cool.
See, that's kind of what I'd like to do as well as stories. That's why the podcast is just another way to deliver music, stories,
Mm.
poetry. But yeah, it would be awesome to have kind of a foundation or an entity that workshops, produces, connecting investors with these stories, and then having like the Substack thing is just another channel that's specifically for the writing. But if you had, Channel the Sun, we'd have one idea of it being our own
Mm.
metaverse world to connect creatives with financial people who want to produce and participate in using their abundance for the creation of new
Yeah.
myths, the creation. It's funny when you see like the Puff Daddy, all this kind of stuff collapsing. It's just,
Yeah.
my mom helped set the organic standard in America, and that was her at the time clarity and vision of the horrible, obvious stuff we were doing that will damage the earth and our bodies and everything. For me, it's always been art. So I always saw like when you find out about P. Diddy's dark stuff for whatever it is or it isn't. But it's just like, wow, this art is what's been feeding our children, myself included. So I've just always saw a way to make really dope stuff, from literature to content to films to albums, that doesn't have to be like spirit. I hate spiritual shit. Like, but then I equally am not interested in like just numb nonsense. But there's that middle ground. So yeah, man, I would love to be a part of a round table that was generating like a calendar year of content, like, you know, two to four feature films a year, you know, two shows, and just have this network of like, again, the money connected. I think I'm partially here, or at least I was in my last earlier iteration, to bridge commerce and creativity in a way that's never been done, which again, everything leads down to the split of like, people say masculine, feminine, black and white, yin and yang, whatever you want to say. And to me, it's just like conjunctio and alchemy, if you're familiar, is the ability to hold seemingly opposing opposites simultaneously. And out of that pressure, if you can hold it, the mysterious third is born. So I'm tired of the battling of like art, money, man, woman, black, white. It's like, okay, got it. Either side, if you retaliate again, it's going to just keep this thing going. But if we can, balance it, respect it, honor it, you know, respect of the financial, respect the three-dimensional, respect the place it all, the translation of spirit to flesh, we could do really cool stuff. But I think that's the other funny thing. It's already all happening. So if I get to be a part of it, great. And if not, it's going to happen one way or the other. And if it doesn't happen in this earth, then that's okay too, because it already did somewhere and will again.
100%.
That's why my new band is called Girl Food. I'm like, what better to do in this time than to make a band called Girl Food? Because that's a fucking hilarious name for a band. And the first song is called Lipstick Isn't Just for Wearing, Grow Up, Dad.
God damn.
And we just have a lot of fun now, man, with the music. But it's serious music.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Those who see, they see.
It's like, those who see definitely see, man. So I'm excited, brother. I'm gonna hop in the hot tub and cleanse my brain for the next 4 lives I'm gonna live today. But let's just keep flowing, man. And I'm grateful for this space that you guys brought me into. I'm happy you're out here. And let's go, man. Like, again, if it's something that I can assist that you're doing, if there's something you see that we're doing that you want to jump in with. I just saw these giant birds all flying in formation. So let's do that. Let's fly in formation. And I don't want to have my jadedness block things that are meant to be. And I also don't want my, you know, there's a part of me that's ready to make money. But then again, I hold that lightly because
that's going to come as a side effect.
I don't know. I think
it's
so.
Like,
but I'm also trying to be disciplined to be like, if money's not coming, I have to be very, because I'm already doing too much, like yourself, independently funding everything. So I don't have tons of room to like do a bunch of other pro bono shit at the moment. But I want to, you know, connect things that make sense. So yeah,
100%.
I mean, we're stronger together, man. And we're definitely in our parallel paths. 100%. So.
And also, I think that for us to achieve the vision, we don't have to do anything else than this we're doing right now, because it's getting to the right places, and it's gonna create what we have designed it to create.
Exactly. Well, for fun then, since you shared me that beautiful display of what you're up to, if I had dice, I would roll them, but my son steals all my dice like a maniac. Literally, he steals everything. Between 1 and 216, if a number
69.
hops in your head, I'd love to just read 69. Let's go. All right, let's see what it is. This is from the Lily Pad book. So it flips at 108 because it's 216. So it's 2 covers back, upside down on the book, flips upside down. So it's called Lily Pad, A Poetic Guide to Navigating the Mystery. And then the other side of it is called Waiting for the Poetry Bird. And I did think it would be fun to make a little app that was like dice that you roll, and there's this kind of like poems that will come to you. And also, the dice represents growing up in New York, we would play CeeLo, where you gamble with 3 dice on the street corner or wherever. And that, again, connection where it doesn't have to be like spiritual communities are over here, and then like, you know, if you like to drink or gamble, like it can be both. You don't have to be one or the other. All right, whoa, you picked a long one. Uh-oh. Fuck it. This one's called The Leviathan and the Ballerina. An encrypted file, a padlock rusted shut. This is how the poem begins. Hidden, locked. Someone doesn't want me reading this. Another someone does. I am the bird flying into the window pane, again and again. The moth into the candle. Cliché images confuse this secret. A force field of empty counterfeits strategically placed to mislead. They, or I, have gone great lengths to disguise this mystery. Is it merely lust that pulls me? An ancient and insatiable hunger, leaving me emptier when I eat, exhausted when I succumb, lonelier when I merge? My awkward tongue flicks clumsy snake slang, desperate to communicate, unheard and unwritten, just more wasted ink. But then, a rabbit nibbles berries under a bush. A wolf approaches. I tense in anticipation of attack. The rabbit turns, sees the wolf, nods, returns to his snack. The wolf comes closer. She lays next to the rabbit, snuggles up. They are friends. The crunch of feet on frozen ground, delicate steps audible due to the frosted earth. A woman, a ballerina, I can tell by her feet, emerges from the forest onto a lake of ice. As she walks, time speeds up around her. Spring, the sounds of ice melting, bees, birds, flowers beginning to bloom. She seems not to notice. Walking to the center of the lake, she begins to dance, furious grace, whirling, a tornado woman in tune with Abraxas. Below her, a dark shape rising, massive, beyond comprehension, Leviathan. He ascends to meet her, attracted to her rhythms, it seems. Ice cracking, heartbeat in my throat. I am dreaming. No, I am finally awake. A fissure in the ice rattlesnakes to her feet. She falls. What happens next is unknown. This falling moment is suspended in the now. Depends on us. But looking back through the tree line of these words, I notice clues. And the ache that began with this poem has imploded into a peaceful yawn and surrender. P.S. Lunar knowledge tells me and asked me to tell you, one small change can affect the world. The smaller, the better, in fact. At this level of the astronaut mother, everything is innocent. So shout if you must, fight if you will, fanfare. But a revolutionary orgasm is infinitely more effective than an opinion or a bomb.
God damn. God damn.
That's what your soul, I
Yeah,
guess,
that
wanted
was
to
actually
listen to or something
creepily
like that.
accurate. That was like a medium channeling. That was wow. Wow. Thank you.
But I love the Leviathan
Yeah.
and the ballerina and that image of like the ice cracking and this. And in my head, they become great friends and they go to another world in the Leviathan. So anyway, man, I appreciate your time. You have a new poet brother in arms,
Right back at you.
an abstract general of something or other, nonsense. I specialize in
Same here.
nonsense these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nonsensical games. I love it. You have a brother in arms and a tribe behind you. The Legacy Forge welcomes
Let's
you.
ride, my brother.
Oh.
Bro, I'm here. Let me know next time if we want to do it live, because that was your instinct. We
Hell
can
yeah.
set that up for whenever y'all want. And I'm very grateful to Lauren and you both, man.
Right back at you. I'm grateful.
You have my number. I think I sent it to you in the
Yeah.
Facebook. So
I'm gonna add that. Like now it's
Yeah, hit me up,
now
man.
it's game time. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah,
Let's go, man. WhatsApp, Telegram, however you like to communicate. I'm here,
I
bro.
love it. I'll see you soon. Respect.
Respect, man. You already know. I'll see you in no
You
time.
too.
Have a great day or night.
Peace.
Peace.